Blake's video, he tells in great detail about his current Swather, his old Swather, self-propelled Swather, which it's still around here?
Yeah, it's sitting right out
We'll
there.
get to go see it in a minute, but he tells in great detail what happened here with his hand. So we'll put a link to that one in the description. To me, this looks like a nice Swather. So I guess I got to ask the basic question. Why is there a new Swather in the family?
This is an old piece of equipment. It's got a lot of wear on it. Right now we're doing about 350 acres of hay.
Okay.
And our concern was if this thing were to go down in the field, we don't have any backup for it.
Okay.
Everything else we can do without.
Okay.
This is a 14-foot cut, and I think it's like 14'9" overall width. This whole machine is hydraulic. It's all hydrostatic. This here is a hydraulic motor. So when you engage the header, the fluid spins this motor into a gearbox right there. And that gearbox spins a long shaft that comes over to here, and this is what's referred to as a wobble box. This converts the rotational energy into
Back and forth
linear energy, I guess.
See, it wobbles because it's not mounted on the center of the gear. Mm-hmm. And then out here, it just goes back and forth. And this going back and forth oscillates on this center pin to make the sickle go back and forth.
Perkins naturally aspirated 4-cylinder diesel. And you start it with
Good old-fashioned, watch this, Katrina, get close.
blue wire. It's funny, when I first started out as a mechanic, I was working in a semi-truck shop, and the shop manager was notorious for fixing things with blue pieces of wire.
Yeah.
So any kind of hack job repair, it got referred to as, just blue wire it and get it out of here.
Well, it looks to me like we've got a blue wire.
Lo and
here.
behold,
Wow, that's sensitive.
it is very sensitive.
We don't have enough hay here to even make it work.
I don't. It's like a really big zero-turn lawnmower.
It sure is. This feels like a tiny combine.
It is.
Except that crazy wheels, that business of being able to be nice if a combine would turn like that.
Yes, it would. This is very similar to a combine in operation, except for we don't collect any of the material we cut. This leaves it all on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you do this?
Your controls are really simple. First thing you need to do, that lever right there that your hand's on, that's your throttle.
Okay.
Ease that forward just a bit.
Okay.
It's kind of sticky, so. All right, that's good.
All right.
With your left foot, push on the back of this pedal to raise the header up. When you stop pushing, it'll stop lifting. So let that come all the way up. There you go. Now over there on the right, that left, there we go. Ease that forward. That's gonna make us move. And then you steer just like anything, but it's very sensitive.
Okay, yeah. Where should I steer?
And wherever you wanna go.
Alright. Yeah, this is really sensitive.
It is.
Do you ever drive this to the grocery store?
Not yet.
Not yet? You should try.
It's pretty slow.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Turn around and go back.
Be mindful of the back of it. Unlike a car, when you steer, you've got about 10 feet of stuff that's going the opposite direction.
Oh, that's true.
Now he said that this is essentially just like a hayfield. It has not been mowed this year. And you saw that we put the thing down and tried to cut with it, and we didn't hardly get enough that the auger could even get a hold of it and bring it to the middle.
All right, grab your travel control and slow down. Slow to a stop. You may have to go a little bit past neutral, get a little more. All right, idle down with your throttle. Now, take your left foot, push on the front of that pedal. All right, now push a little further until it clicks. There it went. Now, idle up just a hair, just very little. Now take that right front lever and push it all the way forward. All right, now idle up. A bit more.
Little more?
Now ease forward on your track. center, it goes back and goes through the conditioners.
Okay.
So slow down. There we go, over and back. Now idle down.
This back.
Not yet, not yet. Idle. There we go. Now disengage the header. Now see that kind of white knob right there that says
This?
fuel? Yep, pull that up. There you go.
Cool.
Nothing to it, right?
Yeah.
Now you'd actually run that thing probably close to 9 miles an hour, wouldn't you?
It depends on the ground, but typically yes.
Yeah.
Last year I did the math on it, and we were mowing, and again, this is something else your viewers might be surprised by. We were mowing 5 acres an hour with this.
Okay.
Which is pretty slow compared to a modern machine like this, but with our grass being so thin and our ground being so hard and dry and rough, you just can't.
You couldn't sit in it.
Right.
It just mow as fast as you can basically stay in the saddle.
Right.
Hey, what'd you think of that, Catriel?
It was super cool.
You know that thing runs smooth as can be.
It does. We take care of it as best we can because for the longest time, it's all we had.
Yeah. But it's good enough.
It's a solid old machine, and you will find machines exactly like this mowing fields all across the country still.
This looks like Blake's secondary machine shed out here.
He's kind of got a bigger shed than you do, Dad.
It keeps his stuff pretty dry, at least in the summertime.
This is our pasture / road roller. We use this for smoothing out lumps in the hay fields, compacting anything that needs to be compacted up to and including the gravel on our road.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a 500-gallon propane tank, and this is all scrap pipe that I bought from a scrapyard.
Okay.
Brought it home, cut it up, put it all together.
Now does the shaft run all the way through? Or?
It does. This is a solid 2-inch shaft all the way from this side to that side.
This blade is bigger than Johnny. I'm convinced of it. This is a 10-footer?
This is a 10-foot.
Now, did you do some work on this yourself?
I did a little. I bought this used. I had to add skid shoes back here on the back because it didn't come with any.
Okay.
And then I replaced the cutting edge and added a parking stand. And then real quick, I'm not thrilled with the way it came out, but I had to modify it to be quick hitch compatible.
Yeah.
And you can see these 2 ears here. I had to move the top link pin up about 1 inch.
Yep.
And this is pretty rough. It works.
Yeah,
I'll be
this is
honest,
the
it
kind of thing
works.
we were talking about with our blade, about having to modify it like this, and we just didn't have the guts to tear apart that old blade. One thing I notice here, and for our viewers as well, is if you'll notice, Blake put a little paint on this. When you work with new steel like that, you've got to put some paint on it, or else even in this kind of climate, it's going to rust. This snowblower is huge.
It'll move some snow.
I mean, we would get snow, maybe a big snow would be up to here.
Right.
And so you're actually saying you see drifts, I'm sure, that go over the top of this.
We see drifts that can hit 3.5 to 4 feet.
This is 8 foot, right?
This is 8 feet wide. I don't know if you want to call that 3.5 feet tall, double auger. The manufacturer recommends a minimum of 100 horsepower on this.
I can't wait to see a video with full snow coming out.
It's gonna be a lot.
I don't know how you're gonna
I'm
take that
looking
video.
forward to
You
it.
may have to get some help because I want to see it coming out this side, and whoever has to take the video over here.
You want to volunteer?
I'm not volunteering.
I'll buy you the plane ticket.
Oh my goodness. So this is your big trailer.
This is the trailer. This is a Delta built trailer. It's a 14,000 pound gross weight. The trailer weighs about 4,300 pounds. So you've got a payload, depending on the tongue weight you put on your pickup, your payload is somewhere between 10 and 12,000 pounds. I added a winch mount up there at the top, and there's also a battery up there that you can't see from here.
Okay.
But my winch is set up, for those of you that have seen my channel, you've seen it a bunch, but my winch is set up on a 2-inch receiver hitch, so I can move it from the trailer to the back of the pickup, to the front of the pickup, to wherever
the
I
tractor,
need it,
if you
or
need
to the
it.
tractor even.
Okay. Very nice.
I did notice that a lot of your neighbors have bigger sheds than they do houses.
That is normal out here,
Wow.
because the house is just somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
This is what makes your money and makes your livelihood.
This is your cul-de-sac. This is relatively new. I mean,
New to me.
New to you.
New to me. All my stuff is new to us, but this, I don't know how old this is. Perhaps one of your viewers might know a little more about these and can help us.
Well, I see that it's a Dunham.
It is a Dunham.
And during the during the 70s, Dunham was a big
Okay.
company. So, well, I bet that's 60s or before then.
It very well may be.
Now you've got a little John Deere pull-type disc.
This is a John Deere model KBA. It is about an 8-foot wide disc. I picked this up in town from a gentleman that was cleaning out a bunch of scrap. I got this and a planter from him.
Okay.
It was real tiny, just decoration. This has actually been returned more or less to usable condition. condition. Yeah, it's not restored by any means, but it's usable.
It's in great condition, it looks to me like.
You know, if you guys wanted the 5 Series, I can even deliver, you know? It's not that
We
far.
already worked out a deal.
Oh
You
no.
weren't supposed to tell her before we got
Sorry.
home.
Uh
I got too excited.
oh. He's got to go through the finance committee before any deals are set in stone.
This is the old wagon. Again, new to us, but pretty old. It's in decent shape for being however old it is. It's a McCormick International body on a new idea running gear. It's got a Lundell brand hoist on it, so it actually dumps hydraulically.
We can't show this video without talking about the obvious skull in there. So show me this Belarus tractor.
Oh, the Belarus. These are, I think they're just a brilliant tractor,
Yeah?
but they're not what a lot of people want. They're older units. They were made in Belarus when Belarus was part of the Soviet Union, and they're an air-cooled diesel engine. If you actually come around here to the other side,
It's got a horn.
it does have a horn. It has headlights. You can see the cooling fins here.
Yep.
There's a fan right here, and this shield on the ground channels that air alongside all these cylinders and alongside these hydraulic lines. They come from the factory. It's 4-wheel drive. Unlike a lot of modern 4-wheel drive tractors, if you look at the wheels, it actually has front suspension.
Yeah. I think some of the new Deers have that.
I think it's optional.
Some of the 8 Series Deers, I think, have it.
These were designed to be used basically in Siberia and places like that where spare parts just aren't available. So they're extremely simple, extremely rugged. Even when you service it, the oil filter does not get replaced.
Okay.
It's a centrifugal style filter. You take it off, clean it out, and put it back in.
I mean, I noticed it's manual steering. You can see
Yeah.
this is all part of the steering, see? There's a shaft that runs all the way up to the steering wheel. Manual steering, 4-wheel drive. It takes a real man to drive that one, I bet you.
It's not as bad as you think.
Did it come with any hydraulics, or, I mean, I see that you put all these extra valves on it. It looks like at least 3 extras.
When we got it, it was set up exactly like you see here.
Okay.
From the factory, I don't believe it did. And if there's one downside to these tractors, it's the service manuals are in Russian. There might be an English translation, but I haven't found it.
It looks like there's some sort of a gear in the final drive or something. The final drives look really odd.
That's another strange thing they did. Those are portal gearboxes. Instead of having an axle shaft that comes out and hits dead center of the wheel, the axle shaft comes out, drives a gear that drives another gear a little below it to get some extra ground clearance.
Okay, so it's for ground clearance reasons, maybe.
I believe.
These tractors probably were early 70s, weren't they?
That wouldn't surprise me.
And yet, when we saw one, I remember seeing one when I was a kid, we looked at it and we thought, my goodness, this is 50s technology.
That sounds about right.
Well, I think that about covers all of your tractors and equipment. I think we've about seen it all.
Pretty close.
That was a lot of fun in that Swather, wasn't it, Katrina?
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Really appreciate the tour. It's been really good stuff.
Yeah,
and
I've loved having you guys here.
yeah, it's
I've
been
watched
great.
all your videos. I just can't get enough.
Same with you. I mean, I saw some of these and I go, oh my goodness, he's gonna take the whole engine out. How did that happen? No fear whatsoever. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
This looks like an old planter. I don't know if it's a Deere planter. Yep, it is. Deere and Manger Company, Moline, Illinois. That's old.